Today, you're going to learn English through story so you can improve all areas of your English. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Our story today is called The Unexpected Gift. Tom was at his desk when a large package showed up by the office door. He hadn't ordered anything, so this was unexpected. His coworkers gathered around as Tom ripped open the box, eager to see what was inside. We'll review the important vocabulary that you need to know as we read the story. First, let's discuss to show up. This means to arrive or appear either unexpectedly or after being awaited, which means someone expects you. For example, she showed up late because of the traffic. So in this case, she arrived. It was expected. Or you could say, I was in my PJs, my pajamas. I was in my PJs when my friends showed up at my house with pizza. Now this could be expected or unexpected. It depends on the context, but we commonly use this when it's a surprise. Let's discuss to gather around. This means to come together in a group, often to look at or to listen to something. So maybe you and all your friends gathered around the computer to watch the funny video or the JForrest English video. You can commonly use this in a workplace setting and say the employees gathered around the conference table for the announcement. Now let's talk about to rip open, our phrasal verb, something that maybe you do when there's an unexpected package or envelope or a gift you're excited about. This means to tear something apart quickly and forcefully, but this often refers to packaging. So like I said, boxes, presents, envelopes. If you rip open the envelope, you might rip the papers. So notice here we have the verb rip, which means to tear, to damage, and then rip open is our phrasal verb to mean to open something forcefully. Let's continue our story. To everyone's surprise, out came a bright pink flamingo lawn ornament. Baffled, Tom held it up for everyone to see. Is this some sort of joke? He asked, trying to wrap his head around the bizarre gift. Lisa, his coworker, smirked. Maybe it's a hint that you need a vacation. Let's review to be baffled. Did you notice that? Baffled. This means to be confused by something. So notice this sentence structure. I was baffled. This is the passive form. The subject, I, is not doing the action. The subject is receiving the action. I was baffled by the strange instructions. So as the active form, what would you say? The instructions or the strange instructions baffled me, confused me. So this is commonly used in the passive. Let's review to wrap one's head around something. This is an idiom. It means to understand something difficult or complex. For example, I can't wrap my head around how to use English articles. So English articles, that's the something that's difficult or complex that you need to wrap your head around. Would you agree with that? How about this one? It took me a while to wrap my head around the instructions. At first, I was baffled. I was baffled by the instructions, but then I wrapped my head around them. Let's review to smirk. To smirk. This is to smile in a self-satisfied or sarcastic way. He smirked when he corrected his English teacher's grammar. Maybe you have done that. Let's review a hint. So this is a noun. A hint is a small suggestion or clue that gives information indirectly. Let's review this one. I can't give you the answer, but here's a hint. Here's a clue, a piece of information to help you solve the puzzle or answer the question. But let's review this. She hinted that she wanted to go to Hawaii for her birthday. So notice here it's a verb. She hinted in the past simple. So she said it, but she said it indirectly. Oh, it sure would be nice to visit somewhere warm and tropical, she hinted. Let's continue our story. Maybe, Tom replied, still puzzled by who could have sent it. Lisa examined the label and gasped. It's from the boss's office. You're in for it now, she joked. Tom's heart sank. Was this some strange way of saying he was in trouble? Let's review to be puzzled. Notice that pronunciation, puzzled, puzzled. This is the same as to be confused. So now you can say, I'm puzzled, I'm baffled, I'm confused by the strange present. This is the active form. Remember, you can use the passive and say, the strange present puzzles, baffles, or confuses me. Let's review to gasp. To gasp. This means to take a quick breath, and you do this when you're in surprise or in shock, maybe because something baffled you. The audience gasped when the magician pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Or she gasped when she saw the price of the dress. So you can use this in more of a negative way. That's so expensive, that's ridiculous. Or maybe it's because it was so cheap, but she thought it would be so expensive, so she's excited. Let's review to be in for it. This is an expression. It means to be in trouble. So the in for it represents in trouble. I'll be in for it if I show up late, if I arrive late. This is the same as I'll be in trouble if I show up late. Let's look at someone's heart sinks. This is when you feel a sudden disappointment. It could also be because of fear. My heart sank when I found out I had to give a presentation to pass the class. Sudden disappointment or fear. Her heart sank when she failed the exam. Let's continue the story. Feeling anxious, Tom tentatively knocked on the boss's door to get to the bottom of it. Did you send me this? He asked, holding up the flamingo. His boss laughed. I wish I could take credit for it, but it's not from me. Let's review tentatively. Tentatively. This is an adverb. It means in a way that shows hesitation or uncertainty. So when he knocked on the door, he tentatively knocked, or she tentatively raised her hand to ask the question. He tentatively agreed to work late. So he agreed, but with hesitation. I guess if you really need me, okay, tentatively. Let's review the idiom to get to the bottom of something. This means to find out the real reason for something or to solve a mystery, the mystery of who sent Tom the flamingo. You can say, we need to get to the bottom of why the project failed. Understand the reason. Let's review to take credit for something. This means you claim responsibility or recognition. She tried to take credit for the idea. The idea is mine, even though it wasn't hers. Or the credit for the project's success goes to the entire team, not just me. Let's continue the story. Just then, Tom got an email. It was from a secret gift exchange he'd signed up for months ago and completely forgotten. Relieved, he returned to his desk. Let's review to sign up for something. Hopefully you know this one. Hopefully you've signed up for English lessons because this means to register or to agree to participate in something. I signed up for a yoga class next week. The final part of the story. Well, he said, placing the flamingo beside him, it looks like this is here to stay. Let's look at the expression to be here to stay. This means to remain for a long time or to remain permanently. For example, during the pandemic, everyone thought social distancing would be here to stay. So everyone thought it would be here permanently or for the long term. Thankfully, it wasn't. Now, hopefully you're thinking Jennifer's YouTube channel is here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. It's here to stay. Now that you understand all the vocabulary, let's review the story from start to finish. The unexpected gift. Tom was at his desk when a large package showed up by the office door. He hadn't ordered anything, so this was unexpected. His coworkers gathered around as Tom ripped open the box, eager to see what was inside. To everyone's surprise, out came a bright pink flamingo lawn ornament. Baffled, Tom held it up for everyone to see. Is this some sort of joke? He asked, trying to wrap his head around the bizarre gift. Lisa, his coworker, smirked. Maybe it's a hint that you need a vacation. Maybe, Tom replied, still puzzled by who could have sent it. Lisa examined the label and gasped, "It's from the boss's office." "You're in for it now," she joked. Tom's heart sank. Was this some strange way of saying he was in trouble? Feeling anxious, Tom tentatively knocked on his boss's door to get to the bottom of it. "Did you send me this?" he asked, holding up the flamingo. His boss laughed. "I wish I could take credit for it, but it's not from me." Just then, Tom got an email. It was from a secret gift exchange he'd signed up for months ago and completely forgotten. Relieved, he returned to his desk. "Well," he said, placing the flamingo beside him, "it looks like this is here to stay." Did you enjoy learning English with a story? Do you want me to make another lesson like this? If you do, put more in the comments below. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And here's another lesson I know you'll love, so make sure you watch it now.